And then we get to the moment when we serve it, and then the fam are like, but where's the ham and pineapple? I'm like, oh, sorry, cuz. We're going fancy.
I'm Rudi Bremer, and this is Big Note, a shame-free zone where we're celebrating what turns you into a bit of a big noter. Rona, what makes you a bit of a big noter?
It's gotta be pizza. I became obsessed with pizza when I was about 17, but when I moved to Melbourne and I tried like proper pizza for the first time on Lygon Street, I think I cried and it changed my life.
I mean, pizza's one of those things that I feel like everyone thinks they know about it. When did you realise you're actually a big noter about pizza?
My first uni break back to Alice Springs, I spent like the whole summer watching YouTube videos of people in Naples, a place I'd never been, making pizza, these old fellas that were obsessed with this practice. And the first time I went to Naples, which was only a couple of years ago, I remember sitting there in one of the first pizza restaurants in the world and just having this transcendental experience, having that first bite.
How does knowing about pizza change the way you experience it as a food?
I think the love of pizza and learning about it, you just appreciate the simplicity of it. There's something about it that is really deeply celebratory of process. When you see the way and the love that people put into creating the sourdough, creating the fermentation, specific tomatoes from a particular region, you know, this deep love, and then you have a bite of it, you really appreciate everything that's gone into it and the love and care of generations of culture. There's a particular oral history that exists around pizza and how it should be created. Pizza, from their perspective, needs to use 00 flour. It needs to use tomatoes from a specific region with a specific acidity in the soil, and that lends itself to the perfect sweet and slightly acidic tomato. There's cheese, DOP cheese from a particular region as well. And the whole process of the way that that pizza is crafted in terms of the fermentation, and then the way it's put into an oven, and then the way the toppings come on is all very specific. And I find that just so interesting. I think that the way that we hold knowledge here and we think about protocols is something that is really important to people in Napoli and people who make Neapolitan pizza as well. But as always, things evolve, culture evolves, and there's many different ways that people make pizza, but that's the OG way that you kind of need to get certified to be able to say you make pizza that way.
You know that thing of like, it's only champagne if it comes from the Champagne region of France. Is it only a Neapolitan pizza if it comes from Napoli?
No. So in Melbourne, we've got 400 Gradi, which is a Neapolitan pizza. They're certified. I had one last night in preparation. I was like, think about it. Think about this pizza.
As First Nations people, cultural connection, tradition, protocols, they're all very much a part of our lives, our contemporary lives. So I think there's something really interesting to be said, and I'm curious about what you think about this sort of the connection between your love of pizza and how you think about culture.
What I see in terms of similarities in my experience is this intergenerational knowledge transfer that's happened through pizza, and the care that has gone into that is so powerful, and it's the same in my culture and in all of our cultures. This focus on process rather than outcome, like it's actually probably less about what comes out of the oven, it's about what goes in and who comes around in that process and how we connect and relate to one another when we're doing it. For me, yes, like serving it up at the end, like we're having a big feed at my brother's house. I love serving the food, but I love the process of my brother and I coming together, or my dad and I, and spending that time creating together. And then we get to the moment when we serve it, and then the fam are like, but where's the ham and pineapple? I'm like, oh, sorry, cuz. We're going fancy.
Are they as obsessive about pizza as you?
Nah, I think this is a weird Rona thing. You know, I'm the weirdo that's gone real nerdy on it, and I don't know if they still want to claim me after this comes out.
Do you listen to music while you cook?
Yes. And it is dependent on who is sitting outside waiting for the food to arrive. If it's my family, we've got R&B, we've got country. We've got a lot of older artists that we all grew up listening to. If it's like friends, there's a blend of all kinds of music. It's always you know, shifting based off who's there. And I think that comes from being a DJ, is I'm trying to create the space and the mood that I think everyone's going to be able to get behind.
In the spirit of embracing big noting, what advice do you have for anyone who is still feeling a little bit shame about sort of stepping into their big shoes of big noting?
My favourite slogan, don't be shame, be game. I think the quirkiness and the things that we love as blackfellas that are different make us stronger, and it's interesting to be able to share our deep love of things. Go nerdy, get weird. We're not all the same and we should embrace that.